Hello, I'm Czardus. Grab some coffee, sit back, and chill as we build in Cities Skylines 2. Today we are going to take a look at everything in the Bridges and Ports DLC. So stick around, hit subscribe so that you can catch more of my content if you're new here, but let's get into it right now. So first up, a couple of notes, and first of all, there will be increased noise pollution from zoned industry with the patch that comes out alongside this, whether or not you buy the DLC. Second of all, there will be a population drop when loading an existing save. So that will happen in the first 5 to 10 minutes. It'll stabilize. Don't worry about it. It's just some changes in the calculations. And then third, there will be increased industrial traffic. So make sure that you are prepared for that, as resources will get moved around a little bit, and we're like a bit more. And that is, the main things. Now, moving on to the content in the DLC itself. First of all, there are 10 new movable bridges, and let's take a look at those. First up, we have the 2-lane drawbridge, which is right here. And then we have the 4-lane drawbridge and the 6-lane drawbridge. And then finally, the 4-lane highway double train track double-decked lift bridge. And let me see if we can get a boat to go under here. All right, and here comes the ship right now. You can see the drawbridges raise up as the ships come by, and then they will go back down. I'm going to speed this back up so that we can see all 4 of these go up. Yeah, you can see the drawbridges are really cool. That little animation is great, and the lift bridges as well. So this one has a train track underneath and a road. The only thing you need to be careful of is if you're doing this without mods, you have to make sure one of them curves off right away so that they are not stacking. Next up, we have a couple of train bridges. We have a one-way, two-way track. So there's, not one-way, two-way, but one-track bridge here. And then we have a 2-track lift bridge as well. And those operate similarly to the other lift bridges. We should have a boat coming at some point. Yep, here it's coming back this way. And then we'll get to see it through here. And here it comes. You can see the lift bridges go right on up, and it's so cool to see those. But anyway, moving on, we have these tram and subway bridges too. You can see they're going up and down. There is, first of all, let's see, these are pedestrian. This is a tram one here, and then this one is a subway one, if I remember right. And then we have a couple of pedestrian bridges as well. That we have one that is a drawbridge and one that, actually these I think are both drawbridges. So those are what we have here. Next up, we have some double-decked bridges. First, we have a medium-sized road, which has 4 lanes on the bottom and 2 lanes on top in 2 directions. Just make sure, again, that you curve one road off before you do the other one. And then here we have a highway bridge that has one way and one on one level and the other way on the next level. Then we have more bridges. So many bridges in the Bridges and Ports pack. Let's take a look at the medium bridges. First, we have the 4-lane truss arch bridge here, which is a really beautiful bridge. I love the detail on this one. I think it might be my favorite in the whole pack. But then we have the 2-lane suspension bridge. That is not what I wanted to look at here. Sorry about that. I missed one. So here we have the 2-lane suspension bridge. It is a pretty more like historic road. It kind of reminds me of probably the Brooklyn Bridge or something like that, you know? And then we have a 4-lane ultra-dosed bridge here, which is found in the medium roads, and then the 1-way 4-lane ultra-dosed bridge. Then over here we have the 6-lane suspension bridge. And I've done this a couple of times so that you can see that there's a 1-way version of it. And then there's another one, which this is the smallest you could build it. You can't build that suspension bridge any smaller. And then there's you can go really long. This is the longest you can go before it starts to repeat the pillars. So it's a really cool bridge and really nice and big. Those are found in the large roads area in the menu. Then over here, we have just a plain old train bridge. So this one is the double subway track truss arch bridge found in the subway. And last of the bridges, we have a wooden covered bridge. Let me find that one. I put that right over here. A wooden covered bridge right here for pedestrians, and that is fun as well. Then we have different keys that are available. We have the 2 medium keys with driving lanes, this one and this one. The only difference is the styling on the side. You can see that difference there. And then we have a wide key with driving lanes. The same thing here, another wide one, and the only difference is the styling on the sides. And then we have pedestrian ones too. We have a narrow one and a wide one. And we'll talk about ports in a little bit, but first we have the port key as well, and you can see what that looks like here. And then a new feature in the game is passenger ferries. So now we have this boat here, which is the passenger ferry, and I think it's the only type you can have. Yeah, I don't think I can change the ferry type on that, but that is the only ferry. You've got a ferry terminal here, and then this one has a bus terminal added, so it can be right built in there. And then with this, you also get a ferry depot here. This has been extended with an additional bay as well. And then you get a ferry, a narrow boatway so that you can fit through some of the really tiny areas. You can see this one is the narrow seaway, and here we have the narrow boatway, so only the ferries can go in there, and that can get you through really tiny rivers and things like that. So that would be one way of doing that. And then finally, you also get a little ferry stop that can go on a quay. I don't think I built one, but let's go ahead and we can put that here just so we can look at it. So here we have a little ferry stop that can come, and you can have that be just a really tiny thing as opposed to this whole ferry terminal that you can build. And you can have this be super big because you can build these little pathways on it as well. Now, moving on to ports, there are many different things with ports. You come in here and you go to water. Then you can build a small port, a medium port, or a large port. But all that gives you is the gate going in, and that can control, I think, how much traffic is going through and the efficiency and stuff like that, and the number of employees probably, and how much storage is built in and stuff like that. But once you're in that, let's go back in there, you can get all of these different things, and we're going to go through each one. So first of all, you can build a customs office, which we have somewhere. I thought I built one. Oh, you know what? Those are only in the medium and large ports. So let's go ahead and build these just so that we can see what that is going to look like. So the special things in here, you can get the customs office. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't put it in here anywhere because I didn't build a road yet. So you have to build the road, of course. We'll go like this and get a road here. And while we're at it, build a road here too. So we can get all of that in there. And then the customs office can go in here. Oh, it's an upgrade to the port. So that is just a regular upgrade. You click on the entrance there. And then the medium port, or the large port, also has the reach stacker garage. So it can go in there, and then you can put the customs port on there as well, or the customs office on there as well. But then the other things, you can get a passenger terminal, which I have over here, and this can take cruise ships. So here's a cruise ship over here. It's coming here and doing a line and stopping right here. So you can customize your cruise harbor and stuff like that. Then we can get an employee canteen, which is over here, and that just makes the probably makes it a little bit easier for, here, increases employee happiness and stuff like that. Then there's port security, which is this building here, and there is emergency response, which also helps fire safety. Essentially, this is a police station, and that is a fire station inside your port. And then you have 3 cargo container yards. So that's what these are, I believe. Small container yard, medium container yard, and a large container yard. And those will change their appearance, I believe, based on how much is in the storage. Although it doesn't look like it quite does that. But I know the other ones do, like there's bulk storage here. So we have the small, medium, and large. And when you plop them down, they're empty. But then they add stuff. Then we also have tank farms, small, medium, and large as well. And then we have cargo warehouses, which can just increase the storage as well. And just all of these things to customize your port as much as you want. And then you can also have an intermodal train terminal. So you can see we've got a train here on a train line bringing things here, and then that can deliver directly to the boats. Speaking of boats, you have 2 different container cranes. There's this one here, a base container crane, and then this one here, which is just a base container, like a container crane that is striped. So they have a little bit of 2 different looks. I don't think the functions are all that different, but then we also have 7 different port roads. So if we come in and go to the roads, you can see we've got 2-lane, one-way port road, 2-lane port road, 1-lane, one-way port gate road, and so on and so forth. But the big thing is that you build the keys and then you place the things on the keys. Then we also have 3 new storage yards that are not associated with the port specifically. These can be found in your transportation under road transportation. And there is the small one, the medium one, and the large one. Small, medium, large. And those, again, are just more storage, so you can really get more sprawl in your industrial area. Then we have a whole new industry. Let's go take a look at the fishing industry. So here we have a fishing pier, and there you can get different stops as you extend the pier. You can do that here by clicking on Fishing Harbor Pier, and you can build different ways and things like that. Then you can build a fishing area. We have a fishing area over here, and you can build an open water farming fishing. So let's take a look at those. So here, this is just a regular fishing area. The boats will come out here and do a little bit of fishing. And over here we have the open water fish farm. So they have these little things that pop up and stuff like that. Then there are different boat models for the fishing industry as well. There's this one, and this one. The net fishing boat. Those are both the same, just different colors. And then a regular fishing boat. And I believe there's one more. Yeah, here's small fishing boat. So there's a really tiny one. And then there's the regular one. And then the net fishing boat. And I assume they're not going up because we don't have enough workers here. And that's probably what is happening. Then it also comes with cold storage. So in here you can upgrade and you can build different cold storages. You can get small, medium, and large. That just increases your storage. And then there is the inland farm fishing. So that one also works like the other one, or like other industries. You do inland farm fishing, you get this little starting thing, and then you draw your industry area. And this stuff spawns on the inside of that. And that is upgradable with the cold storage as well. You have small, medium, and large here. Then we also have an offshore oil industry. So this is the offshore oil drilling hub. And with that, it opens up, I think, let's see if we can get this. If you click on the submersible oil platform, you can see you have an area that you can have your oil drilling and stuff like that within that area for this one particular hub. But with this, you get the 2 oil platforms. So we have one over here, which is a small one, and that connects by a pipe to the main building. And then this one is a submersible oil platform, or a semi-submersible. This one has to be connected by a tanker route. And for that, of course, you have to build a pathway, and you need a pier with your hub. So you can build the pier coming out here, and then build your boat line going over to your oil platform. Then it also comes with tank farms. We have small, medium, and large of those as well. Then we have 4 new lighthouses. These are found in the park tab down here. You can see, like, here's a large lighthouse and so on. But we have a small lighthouse, a regular lighthouse, a large lighthouse, and then an old lighthouse, which is a unique building where, yeah, it goes in here, landmark or tourist attraction, and it has a good boost to outdoor recreation, but it is a unique one, so you can only have one like that, but you can have as many of these as you want. Then we have 9 new large parks, so you can find the parks in the large park area. You can see them right there. So we have, let's come back here, the Bouncy Castle Park, the Merry-Go-Round Carousel Park, the Jet Set Jubilee Carousel Park, the Parkside Cafe. Then we go over here and we get the Park View Eatery, the Pavilion Restaurant, the Haunted House Park, the Old Ferris Ride Park, and the Spin Vista Park. So I view these as maybe doing something like Venice Beach or something like that, or even a small amusement park. It's not quite like park life for Cities Skylines 1, but it does add some more flavor to the parks in Cities Skylines 2. And speaking of adding flavor to the parks, we also have 8 new leisure piers. So we have one here. This is the narrow concrete leisure pier with concrete pillars. By the way, all of these can be found in landscaping, and then go to piers and keys. Then we have the narrow concrete leisure pier with metal pillars. Then the medium concrete leisure pier with concrete pillars. No, this is the medium solid concrete leisure pier. Then here's the medium. Well, here we've got a medium concrete with concrete pillars and with metal pillars, and then we've got a wide pier with solid concrete, and then we've got, yeah, this is the solid concrete. This one is, well, okay, I've lost track of what is what, but basically here are the new leisure pathways and piers. And with that, you can see we also have some new props in here. We have a yacht with 4 different variations in color, and then a sailboat as well. And so those are really fun to see, because you can really build a nice little harbor with those. And then we have 4 new commercial signature buildings. We have Bait and Bistro, which is like a fish restaurant, a seafood restaurant. Then we have Villa Marie, and that is a little hotel type thing. Then we have the Maritime Museum, which is just a cool building, kind of designed with maritime animals and stuff in mind there. And then a conference center as well. Then there are 2 industrial signature buildings. First, there is Seafarer Shipyards, which will build ships and cruise ships and ocean liners and stuff like that. And then there is also the Fish and Chippery Seafood Restaurant. Let me find that. I don't remember where I put it. Here it is. It is, like I said, the Fish and Chippery Seafood Factory. I think I said restaurant by accident, but it's a factory, and it's an industrial signature building. Then we have 2 different zoning types. We have the new North American low-density waterfront business zone, which has 21 buildings and 63 assets. And you can see some of the buildings here. Nope, we're into the fishing area. These are the buildings that come with that, commercial buildings, and you can see they are kind of nice. And then there's more over here as well, different sizes. And then over this way, you have the European low-density waterfront business zone, And that also comes with 21 buildings and 63 assets. And in addition to the yacht and sailing boat props, there are 8 new industrial props. There's these rope props and fishing props as well. Then beyond that, there is 5 new maps. This map is one of them. I will have a video dedicated to looking at the different maps in the DLC, but this is one of them, and look for that later in the week. That's it. That's what is in here. There are new companies and new chirps that will come up and stuff like that, and some new achievements, but this is the bulk of the content in here. These bridges, the keys, the industries. It's a nice pack. There's a lot here. It really adds a lot of flavor. The ports, you have to unlock different things, or like you have to ship stuff in order to unlock the things, and it really adds a nice little mini game. But I do recommend it, and yeah, I hope you liked the video. Be sure to hit that like button and click on the video on the screen now. It should be another great video that you will enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.